Loser.
Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Project Silverado. Is your door not shutting correctly, or is it just hard to shut sometimes? Well, it could be time to change your door pins. When I got this truck, it was okay. You can see it does need some work. We have a mismatched fender, there's some dents and dings, but the main thing was this door, because, well, it won't really shut properly. And what you see right here is me moving the door up and down, and you can see that there's way too much play. So these are definitely going to need replacing. Because if not, the door striker right here can also get damaged from overuse of it just being slammed and everything. So we'll go ahead and replace that. We'll go ahead and disconnect the battery since we are going to be disconnecting electrical wires. And to get access to the harness that you see, we're going to have to go through the panels. This is pretty simple. This is just holding with a couple clips, so we'll just give it a good tug. Okay, and that's that. Okay, so if we go over here, we can see that we have that out of the way. And this wire leads up to here, goes way up here. We'll just take this, disconnect it, and then we can fish this out of the door through here. You also want to come over here by the door and remove this. I already removed it, but you can just pop it out with just your hand, or you can use a flathead screwdriver. Once you do that, there's going to be 3 10mm bolts, and those are going to be located here, here, and down here. So grab your 1/4" ratchet along with a swivel and 10mm right here, and then we'll just take this off. Okay, that's one. We'll get the bolt right here. That's 2. We'll get this bolt right here along with our swivel. And that's the 3rd. Okay, now that all the bolts are disconnected, this door is now free. And don't forget to fish the little wire that was in here, so that way it doesn't get caught through the door. Although it is totally doable by yourself, I strongly suggest that you have someone else help you remove the door because it's heavier than it looks. But as you can see, I got it off barely unscathed. Look at all that play. No wonder why I didn't shut that good. Okay, so to take this off is very simple. Again, we'll get our flathead screwdriver, and underneath, we have 2 C-clips, one right here, and one right here. So to remove the first C-clip is very simple. Take your screwdriver and pry down. Just keep in mind these will fly off, and that's one. Then we'll do the same thing here. Take the screwdriver and take the washer off if you can. There we go. And then this will just lift up out of here. And that's how you remove a pin. Now after taking all these off, you can see that looks like the bushing actually just fell off here. You can see there's almost nothing in here. And you can see that little outer part, that's a bushing that we're gonna have to pound out. And then same thing with here and right here. So with these bushings, it is a little hard to get it out since it's flushed and it's hard to get a screwdriver to pry it out. I'm gonna use a bolt, it fits right here, and then I'm gonna use a hammer to get this bushing out. Grab your hammer. Be very careful with this. All right, and there's our bushing. So be gentle, have the screwdriver ready, and just pound on the bottom.
Loser.
Alright, that's our second bushing. Okay, so you might have noticed that there's actually 2 different types of pins we have here. Now we have this one, which the little rivet part is up top, and then we have one that's on the bottom. Now, the rivets right here go on the top right here, that's gonna be right there, and then this one is gonna go on the bottom. Now, if you really want to, you can apply some grease. You can apply some grease on the outside edge right here, just so it goes in easier. You don't have to do this, but just preference. And then you can do the same procedure for the lower one right here. And just one thing to keep in mind is the direction, because sometimes you can get this flipped over. This little piece goes on the bottom, because when you open the door, that'll stop the door from coming out too wide, so just remember that. Okay, so the top one isn't gonna use a washer, but we are gonna use a C-clip. I'm gonna use a screwdriver to pry it in. There you go, simple as that. So again, we'll get a little C-clip. After all that's done, we can now put the door back on. So fortunately, we got the door on without any trouble. Now, the last thing we have to do is just do reverse what we did. So grab your 10mm socket, and then we're gonna get this bolt right here. There we go. After done with that, we'll get the bolts that are hidden right back there. Put the bolt in there. And the last one we need to do is the top one right there. Hand tighten the bolt first. We'll get our ratchet. And there we go. Now all that's completed, we'll get our wiring harness and we'll fish it through right there. And then we'll take this piece and snap it back into place. And after we have that, get the wire, fish it up behind the fuse box. And this plug just plugs in right there. And we'll just take our cover and just put it back. There are 3 clips you want to snap in, and then give a firm push. And there you go. And the last thing we have to do right here is put a little trim piece back on, and then we can test the door. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's see how she shuts. Boom. $9 later, we have the door that opens, shuts good. And that is how you change door pins on a 2004 Chevy Silverado. They also work for the model years running from 1999 to 2004. This will also work for the Yukons, Denali's, Suburbans, Chevrolet models like that. This video was helpful. Leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.